Okay, everyone, it is 1 o'clock, so we will get started. Welcome, first of all. Thank you for being here and for joining myself, Nokee Kwe Vice Chairperson Katie Wilhelm, and RoboGarden instructor Emmanuel Anu for the second in a two-part webinar series to learn about Nanda, a free digital skills training program for Indigenous women. My name is Stephen McKenzie. I am the Business Development Manager and Digital Skills Operations Lead at RoboGarden, based in beautiful Calgary, Alberta, and I'm very glad to be hosting today's informative webinar. At RoboGarden, we use fun, interactive, and collaborative game-based learning to develop and expand our students' digital skills. We are pleased to be tailoring two of our courses for Nokee Kwe to help bring the Nanda program to life. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge that the area which Nokee Kwe serves is located on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape-Wook, and Attawadarun peoples. These lands are connected to the London Township and Sombra Treaties of 1796 and the Dish with One Spoon Covenant Wampum. This land continues to be home to diverse Indigenous peoples whom we recognize as contemporary stewards of the land and vital contributors to our society. The First Nations communities of this area include Chippewas of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, and Munsee Delaware Nation. We also acknowledge that we at RoboGarden live, work, and play on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Siksika, the Kainai, the Piikani, the Tsuut'ina, the Eyaksay Nakota Nations, and the Métis Nation Region 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta. With that said, today's webinar will be about 1 hour long and focus on information about the second course continuing in the Nanda program called Cross-Platform Mobile App Development. We will start with an overview of the course, including details such as the format, length, and learning objectives. Next, we will discuss the benefits of the course delivery, how the knowledge gained from this course will set you up for success and help you build on the foundational skills you developed in Introduction to Digital Transformation, the first course in the Nanda program. Afterward, Emmanuel will introduce you to the learning platform, how to navigate it, and dig a little deeper into what you can expect to learn in this course. Then Katie Wilhelm will explain the significance of Nanda, career support provided by the team, and the demand for technological skills in London, Ontario. We will finish off our time together by answering your questions and then explaining how to enroll in this fantastic program. Just a few housekeepings to mention. As I stated earlier, this webinar will be recorded and it will be available for additional watching shortly after today's event. If you are having technical issues related to this presentation, please email ce.support@robogarden.ca. That's the letter C, the letter E, .support, SUPPORT, at RoboGarden, ROBOGARDEN, all one word, .ca. We are monitoring the mailbox and will reply right away. Regarding the communications during this presentation, please use the chat function on the Zoom toolbar to leave comments or ask questions. Our facilitator will be monitoring the chat box and will ensure that all questions are addressed during the Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. Sorry, please allow me to make a quick change there. If you are having any technical issues with this presentation, please email webinars, WEBINARS, @robogarden.ca. Again, webinars @robogarden.ca if you're having any technical issues with today's presentation. Today, we will be building off the information we discussed in our previous webinar about Course 1, and we'll now be focusing on the second course in the Nanda program, Cross-Platform Application Development. This course was designed to build on the foundational skills learned in Introduction to Digital Transformation, the first course in the Nanda program, to create more technical skills that are transferable, in demand, and highly marketable. Students will start anytime after they have finished the first course, and it takes about 90 hours to complete. The course is delivered in a similar asynchronous format that learners will have become familiar with after course 1, meaning that the material can be completed at a time of students' choosing and at their own pace. In the cross-platform application development course, students will be focusing on delivering a fully functioning app upon graduation. Those enrolled will explore how to brainstorm and conceptualize different application ideas and what tools they can use to organize and present their designs. From here, learners will be equipped with specific knowledge about programming languages, code sharing platforms, and other technologies needed to develop and launch their app. They will be exploring how to build applications by identifying proper frameworks to use for different functionality goals, all while considering the usability requirements across different operating systems that you may have encountered on your mobile devices, such as Android or iOS and other web-based platforms. To finish off the course, learners will complete a capstone project that involves publishing, selling, and/or presenting their newly created app on different mobile application stores. Essentially, by the end of this course, you will have a wide range of more technical abilities and skills. By the end of this course, you will have learned what a user interface is and how to create one using the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript coding languages. You will also be acquiring key user experience or user design skills by learning how to conceptualize the user story or customer journey. To make your application design really pop, you will also be learning how to design and edit graphics using cutting-edge industry tools like Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. Those enrolled in the course will also become familiar with how to use, add to, and edit information in Git, a code-sharing platform that tracks implemented changes. After this course, you will also be able to recognize mobile hardware resources that are accessed by apps and also their purpose. You will be able to implement these skills to create a cross-platform application using the Ionic framework and recognize how apps are deployed and sold on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Finally, you will complete a sandbox project to demonstrate your high proficiency skills to develop a real mobile application and publish it in different app stores. This may sound like a lot to learn. However, this course is perfect for beginners as it has been designed for anyone who has an interest in learning more about technology. The tools students need to create a foundation for success in this course include access to computers or mobile devices and fast connectivity as part of day-to-day life. You don't need to be a computer whiz, a mathematician, a numbers person, or have any additional technical skills at the start of this program beyond how to search the internet either from a computer-based browser or a mobile device. In fact, this course is set up so that each student is well supported throughout their entire online learning journey. Students will have access to our IT team here at RoboGarden, which has a great response time and will help you out if any technical issues arise. We also hope learners will find that by having smaller and relatable cohorts, there is a collaborative learning atmosphere that is supportive and conducive to your success. This is important as there is a massive and growing demand for technology-based skills in software development in Canada, and this digital skills development program is designed to help you access the thousands of well-paid, future-proof, exciting employment opportunities. For those of an entrepreneurial or secondary income mindset, we help you access global sources of projects where you can earn while you develop your skills. You will love being in demand. You may ask what happens when you complete the course. How will you start generating income with your new skills? RoboGarden has completed many cohorts with a similar version of this course, and our methods for ensuring graduates are able to quickly realize income-generating opportunities with their new skills have proven very effective. Leaving you with that exciting thought, I'd like to now hand it over to one of our most experienced instructors here at RoboGarden, Emmanuel Onu. Emmanuel is going to show you the learning platform and the course learning modules in some more detail so that you can get an idea of what to expect as you navigate through the learning materials yourself. Emmanuel?
Thank you very much, Stephen. I will go ahead now to share my screen. Could I be given Someone give me sharing permission? Thanks. Okay. So I'm guessing everyone can see my screen, okay? So again, welcome everyone. What you can see right now is the RoboGarden platform, and you'll be provided with login details for you to be able to access this platform, including the URL and login details that you need. As you may or may not already be aware, when we talk about, cross-platform web development, there's two sides to it. We have the front end and the back end. The front end refers to, designing what the user sees. So like what you can see right now is what we refer to as the front end. So that's like, where you do like the HTML, CSS related things. And then we have the back end. That is where, we have like, database, communication and all of those stuff. So that is the back end side of it. So the RoboGarden platform, or the cross-platform course on RoboGarden was actually designed to kind of help you learn both that front end side of things and also learn the back end side of things. So each of the topics that we cover are organized based on module. So like, as you can see from my screen, you see modules 1, 2, 3. So each of them represents a unique module that teaches you something related to, cross-platform web development. So the first few modules you see here from 2 all the way to 6 here provides you an opportunity to learn front-end development. That is how to work, fundamentals of front-end development. That is how to work with HTML, how to work with CSS, and also JavaScript. And one other important thing you'll be learning here is something called responsive design, meaning that you will learn how to create web pages that can display properly on any device, whether it's a computer or a tablet or a mobile phone. So essentially, you'll be able to create designs that are flexible across different devices. So moving on from here, from module 7, you will learn how to do back-end development. So module 7 and 8 kind of introduce you to back-end development. You will learn how to work with a database engine, MySQL database engine to be very precise. And you'll be looking at how to create a backend using Node.js, which is a backend language. Then you'll be introduced into app development, so using Angular. So you use Angular to kind of, create a more holistic web app. And you would look at, so you will learn that, and that would help you to be able to create, like, with the knowledge you get from here can help you create an app like, let me say, for example, a Gmail or even this RoboGarden platform. So that is the type of knowledge that you would acquire from this. Then after learning that, you would now, the next part from 14 actually introduces you to mobile development. That is developing an app for Android or for iOS. So the knowledge which you've gotten already from Angular, from Node.js, they are all applicable in Ionic. So in Ionic, you're not really learning so much. It's not difficult because of everything you've done prior to 14 would actually help you to be able to create this mobile app. So meaning that apart from learning web development, you also have an opportunity to learn how to create mobile app. And at the end of all of this, you would learn also how to deploy this app to the corresponding app stores, whether it's the Google Play or the Apple's store. And finally, you would have a capstone project, which is like a real life project that you can work on to kind of help you evaluate your knowledge that you've gotten through all of the modules that you've kind of learned. So now I'm going to narrow down into one of the modules. Let's take, for example, the basic one, which is HTML5 Essential. All right. So now inside of this, you will see that each module is actually broken down into sub-modules. So meaning that these are like subtopics that help you to understand some of the important information for that topic. So if you check, for example, the HTML basic, you will see that there are different activities that you can actually undergo under a subtopic. So the lesson here provides you like the text, you would see the text content, which will be covered or for that subtopic. So you can read through it at your leisure. There are not too many texts, so it's easy to read, and you can flow through the whole content. So apart from the lesson mission, when you're done reading the lesson mission, you can, the lesson activity, you can move on to the quiz activity, which allows you to be able to, test your knowledge, meaning that you can now take a quiz to kind of evaluate how much you've learned from the lesson activity. And then we have the editor activity, which provides you an opportunity to write some code. So you'll be provided a description. So you can see that there are 3 panels here. We have the description panel, then a panel here where you can write some code, and then you have an output display panel where, like, after you run your code, by clicking this button, you will see the output of your program here. So this activity is very important just to help you in a very small scale kind of test how much you've learned. Then we also finally have something called the emulator activity. In the emulator activity, you'll be provided some tasks, and then you just have to, it's very similar to the quiz, then you just have to choose what the answer is. And when you then you have to choose your confidence level also. But this is not, the confidence level is not used for evaluating you or in any way. So you can just choose whatever you think is your confidence level. And then when you run this, you would see that it would compare your answer to what the actual answer would be, to just visually show you whether you're correct or not. Okay. So apart from working on all of these activities associated with a particular sub module, we also have something called the module assessment, which you could use to also kind of assess yourself for a particular module. So if you go to the module assessment down here, you would see that there are a couple of projects that you can actually take on. And each of these projects kind of gives you an opportunity to, again, test your knowledge for that particular. So all of this is based on whatever you've learned from the entire module. So you can take on these projects individually, and some of them have hints that really help you to kind of navigate through the tasks that you need to undergo there. So in summary, this is really the RoboGarden platform, and it's very intuitive, and I'm sure you would find it, you'll have little or no problem getting used to it. Thank you. Back to you, Stephen.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. And if you could pass me back the hosting duties. Really appreciated that terrific introduction to the learning platform and the program that Nanda students will engage with as they develop their cross-platform mobile app development skills. I would now like to hand the presentation over to Nokee Kwe Vice Chairperson Katie Wilhelm to explain the significance of Nanda, career support provided by the team, and the demand for technological skills in London, Ontario. Katie?
Thank you so much, Stephen, and thank you to everyone who is attending our presentation live or via recording. And thank you so much for your interest in the Nanda program. You know, it's great to see from the previous presenter how that program works to teach you somewhat complicated skills at your own pace. No matter what type of learner, you're going to be able to learn this stuff. I am the vice chair of Nokee Kwe here in London, but also I'm a marketer and a web and graphics designer by trade. And I will tell you that I wish 10 years ago this training was available to me for free. I was self-taught. I'm a self-taught web developer, and I don't recommend it because it's very difficult. But I'm very passionate about you joining the industry that I care so much about, and very passionate about this training that we're offering through Nokee Kwe. I'm going to show you the hub of all things Nanda. This is the Nanda at Nokee Kwe homepage, which is nokeekwe.ca/Nanda. Via this homepage, you're going to be able to find more information about the program. Some of the background that we covered in our previous webinar is here. You're also going to be able to find endless support with completing the program, support with any kind of technical assistance you might need. For example, if technology or internet connection feels like a barrier to you, we want you to come to this landing page and we want you to contact us because we want to make sure that everybody who would like to have this training can access it. Some of the highlights of the program here, again, this is free online training via a 20-week course, which you can complete at your own pace, and no previous tech experience is required. And if needed, technology can be provided. It's great to be able to work in a group setting. Even a group setting online is still going to be able to help you build that sense of community and camaraderie with the people around you, also to have that peer support. We found that in the past, some of the participants have actually gotten together and have formed their own groups and collectives that they've been able to work with. You heard about that capstone project, which is going to be a real life project. For example, if you had an idea of a business in mind, say selling beaded jewelry, you could, during that capstone project, actually create that business for yourself. And then when you launch your project and you've got your certificate, well, you've launched your own business too. There's also a ton of opportunities in the workforce for this kind of skill. I'd like to jump over and show you London Tech Jobs. I'm also a mother, so I would appreciate being able to complete this training at my own pace as I am at home with my child all the time. Hi. You can say hello, but we're in a webinar right now. This is Warren.
Mama, are you not hungry for?
Yep, I can get you some snacks in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So again, the support to be able to help you, perhaps a mother at home just like me, to complete this program with constant interruptions is available to you through the great career counselors and support people at Nokee Kwe. Over here to London Tech Jobs, I want to show you just how many jobs are open in London right now. We showed this last week and there was a number of positions that have been closed, but a number of positions that have been added as well. Some of these positions that you'll be able to fill with your training include the user interface developer positions, Java developer with some upskilling, the full stack software developer with some upskilling, perhaps. Just a ton of different roles and a ton of different positions that you can hold here. And all of these companies are in London. To be able to jump in and be a software developer or the full stack, the user interface designer, that gets to some of those skills that you were talking about with the graphics, that you get to learn Photoshop and Illustrator. That's amazing. I would take advantage of that. I use Photoshop and Illustrator every single day. And there are a lot of free alternatives, sure, but once you understand the basics of how that interface works with these programs, you are going to be able to easily pick up any new program that comes your way through your job or through your own entrepreneurial. So I wanted to bring attention here that through this web portal, it's showing us over 350 active jobs right now in this field. So you can see that there is a clear demand for this. And again, why we're so passionate about bringing this program to the Indigenous women of London. Why Indigenous women? Well, as an Indigenous woman myself in the industry, your voice is so needed around the table. It's so important to be able to have Indigenous people within the technology industry to ensure that the place we're going is going to be a place that we're all going to be safe and happy. We're really wanting you to continue to grow after this program, and we really want to make sure that you land somewhere that is a career direction that is of your choice. So whether that, again, that be creating an e-commerce store for selling your own products and services, or landing one of those positions through the Nokee Kwe career counselors. They have access to a number of jobs that aren't on those job boards as well. So we're really confident that we're going to be able to work with you to figure out your career goals with this program. So we like to set it up in 4 simple steps for registering for this program. First, the registration via this website, nokeekwe.ca/Nanda. We'll use a simple registration form to submit your information. Our team reviews it and we get back to you via email. We have an introduction with our Nanda program Nanda program coordinator, whose name is Christina, who will reach out to you with the program information. Then you'll complete an intake process to become a Nokee Kwe client. You'll complete that process with one of our employment counselors. And the reason that we do that is so that you are going to be able to have all of the access to the Nokee Kwe support that I spoke about earlier, all of that career counselor, all of that support to help you complete the program and help you decide what career options are available to you. And then the training, the fun part, begins at your own pace, on your own time. You can earn your certificate of completion. Here's some more details about those training components that are available to you and showing you that the course is split up into 2 phases. And here is the registration form. We're accepting registrations until July 22nd. So hop on over here and get your registration in. A very simple form to get started. And please, if you're experiencing any hiccups at all during this process, please reach out. You can speak directly to our Nanda program coordinator, Christina, via christina.r@nokeekwe.ca via email. I wanted to show you just a few more different programs that we have available at Nokee Kwe before wrapping up. As you'll be coming on as a Nokee Kwe client through this whole process, all of these programs are going to be available to you. Just to show you that we're really passionate about making sure that you're going to be able to pursue the career choice, the choice that you choose. All right, that's it for me. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box and I'll pass it back to Stephen. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Katie. Thanks for taking the time to be able to join us and be part of this presentation and for introducing us to your family and for showing everyone how to enroll and explaining a bit more about the benefits of Nanda and some of the goals of the program. I'd also like to thank everyone who has been able to join us today, both on the participation side as well as on the facilitator side. We would now like to take this time to answer any questions that anyone in attendance may have. Our webinar facilitator will be directing questions from the chat or those who are using the raised hand function on the Zoom reactions toolbar. So please do not be shy. If you do have any questions for us, we are here and ready to answer. All right, we have our first question from Marissa Matthews. Thank you very much, Marissa. The question is, hi there, the Capstone project, is it a group or individual activity? The Capstone project is an individual activity. However, that does not in any way prevent you from potentially working with peers in the group in order to contribute either a collaborative project or a complementary project. So if you did want to do a collaborative project and you are in the program, please speak with the instructors and program coordinators. And I believe we can make that happen because that is something that we do want to encourage is collaboration amongst the members of each cohort. Also, it would be very interesting to see members of the cohort do complementary projects, potentially where one member of the cohort provides a store and another member of the cohort provides, for example, shipping or delivery tools. So there's certainly opportunities for collaboration amongst members of the cohorts, or if individuals do prefer to work on projects on their own, then that is certainly an option for you as well. Panelists, does anyone else want to add to that answer? Okay, we are good. Then another question, a participant asks if we could have closed captioning during the training. Absolutely, we can have closed captioning during the training. We operate the online portions of the program with using the Zoom platform, such as we are on for the presentation today. And Zoom absolutely supports closed captioning. So we will have recordings of instructor sessions during the programs, and we will ensure that the closed captioning feature is turned on. We understand that having that visual aid for learners can be highly valuable as they progress through any online educational program they may have registered in.
And completing training during nap times.
Yes. I'm sure when quiet is a very, very valued scenario. Excellent. Thank you for the questions so far. Would anyone else like to ask a question that any of our panelists can answer for you as you consider registering for the Nanda program? As we wait for any other questions to roll in, I would like to touch on an aspect of this program that is of a particular relevance to myself and to those of us at RoboGarden, and really anyone who is involved in the ongoing development of Canada's rapidly expanding tech sector. There are certain aspects of Canada's presence in the global tech sector that are reflective of what are considered values. And people look to Canadians, specifically in the tech sector from our experience, in order to include a certain sense of Canadianness within any projects that may be developed. And what is really important to take advantage of as these perspectives are developed is to ensure the inclusion of Indigenous cultures, voices, and perspectives are a key aspect as Canada's tech sector continues to grow. And this is not an aspirational concept that is being considered by various members of Canada's tech sector community. Rather, this is an established demand to include Indigenous voices, Indigenous culture, Indigenous perspectives, Indigenous art, and otherwise within all technology projects, whether they be more graphics focused, whether they be more data focused, whether they be in the creation of new businesses or in the creation of new technologies. It's that voices of all cultures are important, and as the demand for particularly Canadian tech sector resources continues to go around the world, it is critical that Canada's Indigenous voices are able to play a role and be a key participant as the technology sector continues to evolve and Canada continues to grow as a major player in this arena. So we do have another question in the chat. Can I use my telephone? Do I need a computer? Well, I'm hoping that by telephone you do mean smartphone, because unfortunately we can no longer provide any services over dial-up technology or some of the earlier internet tech that may still be out there in the world. But however, if you do have a mobile phone, yes, you can learn the program on a mobile phone. It might not be ideal. And therefore, we do encourage the programming to be encountered and engaged with on a larger screen, whether it be a tablet or a computer. If you would like to register for the program and there is difficulty accessing a computer for yourself, then please do connect with Christina R. at nokeekwe.ca, as Nokee Kwe does have the ability to assist those who are requiring additional hardware resources. And then another question from Storm French. Thank you very much, Storm. Will instructional videos have captions or subtitles? Yes, absolutely. When we were designing these programs, that was one of the initial requests that our instructional designers received, was to ensure that there was always closed captioning or subtitling for all of the instructional videos within the program. You have seen and you will see throughout the program that we do have pre-recorded instructor content. And so that is where you will find those subtitles or captions, as well as other dynamic content where there is an audio track within the program. So thank you very much for that question. It's really amazing how we've learned that there is such a demand. Even in these webinars, we are always asked to ensure we include closed captioning or subtitling. We understand that it is a really important feature for any learning program out there. Great. Thank you for being here, Storm, and hopefully you will have an opportunity to register for the program. Amongst today's attendees, while you still have us for a few more minutes, are there any other questions that come to mind that we might be able to answer for you before you go back to your day? Oh, I think this would be a good question for Katie. And again, from Marissa, thanks, Marissa. Is there a graduation or celebration of completion?
Yes, we want to celebrate you. Absolutely, there will be. If I have anything to say about it, no, we expect around March 2022 for all of those completed around that area to be celebrating you all, depending on the restrictions in place in our region. We may be meeting together, we may be meeting virtually. That is yet to be determined, but certainly we are going to celebrate.
Excellent. Love that. And yes, we absolutely will. We're all so excited to be part of this program and really look forward to being able to celebrate with all of the Nanda graduates. All right, everyone, we'll give another minute for anyone to come up with any additional questions before we let everyone get back to their busy days. This is where I need to have the Jeopardy theme pre-recorded.
Before we all go, I can mention that if you are considering joining this program, please do. If there's any barriers, please let us know. We'd like to resolve them for you. And if not you, please share, because there's somebody in your life who's looking for some free coding skills, Indigenous women who certainly should take part in this program. So please share this with them.
And that connects well into the question from Tish Hin. Thank you very much, Tish. Is there any assistance for anyone with visual issues? So we do have these closed captioning and subtitled features added to all of our video and audio content. There is the ability also within the RoboGarden platform to increase the magnification of the content in order to make things appear larger on screen. And we can certainly help you with that as an IT resource once you are registered in the program. If hopefully that addresses what you are considering around what might be visual issues. However, if you have other visual issues that neither of these aspects may address, then please do speak with Christina and we will do our best to accommodate you because as Katie mentioned, we are all about accessibility and we want to make this program available to everyone who qualifies without regard for any barriers that they may face. No problem, Tish. Thank you for being here. Okay, everyone. Well, I am going to start my wind down portion of today's program. So if you have any last minute questions, sneak them in now. Otherwise, I will again take this opportunity to thank Katie Wilhelm, Vice Chairperson at Nokee Kwe, thank Emmanuel Anu, RoboGarden instructor, thank Christina and the webinar facilitation team for managing today's session, and thank everyone who attended for your interest in this program and for joining us today and for any registrations you may submit. And I want to say thank you, Storm, Marissa, and Tracy for already having registered for the program. We're so excited to have you, and we can't wait to meet you online.
Awesome, great. On behalf of all the panelists, I would like to thank Stephen McKenty for being such a great host over the past 2 webinars.
Thank you so much, Katie. It's been
Thank
wonderful
you.
working with you and the team. All right, everyone. Well, we will let you get back to your day. Katie, you go take care of the snacks for your little guy. And everyone else, we'll look forward to seeing you as we do more discussions around the Nanda program. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.